Beyoncé might finally be done. After years of cheating rumors, public humiliation, and carefully preserving the Carter image, it looks like the truth she's been avoiding is about to explode, and it's coming from Jay-Z's alleged secret son. For over a decade, Rymir has been fighting to prove that Jay-Z is his father. And now, a judge may have forced Jay to take a DNA test. But here's the real shock. Beyoncé isn't standing by him this time. Word is, she's already preparing to walk away and take a chunk of that billion-dollar empire with her. This isn't a PR scandal. This is a legacy-crushing storm, and it's only just beginning. Word on the street is that Beyoncé might finally be ready to walk away from her marriage to Jay-Z. And this time, it's not just about rumors or speculation. The buzz is that she recently discovered something major. Jay-Z allegedly has a firstborn son he's been keeping secret. If true, this revelation could throw their entire relationship into chaos, and fans are bracing for impact. For years, a man named Rymir Satterthwaite has been publicly claiming that Jay-Z is his biological father. His legal battle for recognition has spanned over a decade, filled with roadblocks and delays. But now, whispers are growing louder that a judge has finally ruled in Rymir's favor, compelling Jay-Z to provide a DNA sample once and for all. If this happens, the truth, whatever it may be, could finally come to light. This development isn't just a private matter anymore. It's starting to spill into Beyoncé's world too. Sources say she's not standing by quietly. In fact, some believe she's already making moves that hint at a possible exit from the marriage. After years of dealing with infidelity scandals, intense public scrutiny, and relentless pressure to keep up a polished family image, this latest twist might just be the final straw. People have often wondered if Jay-Z truly believed Rymir wasn't his son. Why avoid a simple DNA test for so long? It could have put everything to rest years ago. Some say Beyoncé may have played a role in his hesitation, fearing the damage a hidden child could do to the carefully constructed brand the Carters have built. After all, their reputation barely survived the cheating allegations, the infamous elevator incident, and the emotional waves of Lemonade. The last thing they need is a confirmed secret child adding fuel to the fire. Now, with the court allegedly forcing Jay-Z to comply, the situation could explode, especially if that test result ends up online. The impact on their billion-dollar empire might be massive, and some speculate that Beyoncé's greatest concern is the financial and emotional fallout. The thought of Rymir possibly claiming a piece of Jay-Z's estimated $2.6 billion fortune may be more than she's willing to tolerate. Of course, not everyone is sympathetic to Rymir. Critics have accused him of chasing clout, fame, or a payday by attaching himself to Jay-Z's name, but Rymir himself has pushed back hard against that narrative. He insists that this battle has never been about money or fame. In his words, he's financially independent, works 2 jobs, and takes care of himself. What he really wants, he says, is closure, and to be treated fairly by the legal system. Just like anyone else, Rymir's plea is simple. He wants recognition, respect, and the truth. For him, this is personal, a journey to find out who he really is. And now that the case may finally be reaching a resolution, all eyes are on the Carters. What comes next could reshape everything. But just when you thought things couldn't get any more tangled, they do, and in a serious way. Whispers in the industry allege that the real reason Jay-Z has been dodging that DNA test might go far beyond fame or fortune. The rumor that's been gaining traction: Rymir's mother Wanda may have been underage when her alleged relationship with Jay-Z began. If true, this shifts the entire conversation from a paternity battle to something far more serious and potentially explosive. This revelation could explain Jay-Z's years-long resistance to taking the test, because if that DNA match comes back positive, it wouldn't just confirm that he has a secret son, it could also open the door to legal consequences that go far deeper. We've all seen the public reckoning other major figures have faced lately. Just look at the firestorm Diddy endured, or how Jay-Z himself was hit with a lawsuit not long ago involving allegations tied to a minor. If the rumors about Wanda's age hold water, the fallout could be catastrophic. And here's where things get even more revealing. According to Rymir's longtime guardian, Lily, there was once a glimmer of hope. She says Jay-Z's team initially seemed open to building a relationship with Rymir. They even floated the idea of helping him pursue music, potentially signing him to a label. But once they allegedly discovered Wanda's age at the time of conception, just 16, everything changed. The door slammed shut. Lily recalled how Jay-Z's in-house legal counsel first reached out and seemed cooperative, even supportive. "We thought we were finally going to resolve everything quietly and respectfully," she said. Jay-Z's team appeared, interested in Rymir's musical talent, and talked about possible opportunities. But when Lily insisted that Rymir finish high school first, the momentum stalled. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, new attorneys took over, and the tone changed overnight. Communication dried up. Cooperation vanished. It was as if they'd suddenly realized the legal danger of the age allegations and decided to protect Jay-Z at all costs. From that point forward, things began to unravel quickly. Rymir remained determined to seek the truth, but his relationship with the Carters soured further. He and Lily now accuse Jay-Z's legal team of deploying underhanded tactics, including allegedly trying to derail the entire case. They claim that Jay-Z's lawyers even attempted to bribe Rymirs' legal counsel in a bid to suppress evidence and shut the case down entirely. According to Lily, what happened next was worse than resistance, it was sabotage. She launched legal action not just against Jay-Z's side but also against their own former attorneys. Her accusation that those lawyers secretly colluded with Jay-Z's team, orchestrating procedural errors that ultimately caused the case to be thrown out of court in Philadelphia. To her, it was a strategic move designed to kill the case quietly and preserve the Carter family's brand, no matter who got trampled in the process.
Beyonce's thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rymir needs to go away, little boy, something to that effect. It was something.
Given everything we've seen from Jay-Z and Beyonce over the years, their carefully crafted image, tight grip on public perception, and tendency to control the narrative, it's not all that surprising to hear they might be pulling strings behind the scenes. For some, this drama feels like more of the same from the power couple. But for Rymir, it's personal, and giving up was never an option. Despite the stonewalling from Jay-Z's legal team, Rymir stayed relentless. After exhausting other avenues, he took his fight all the way to the Supreme Court. His request: unseal court documents dating back to 2012 files he believed held the truth and were crucial to finally receiving justice. But the Supreme Court refused to intervene, stating they didn't have the authority to reopen decisions made by the appeals court or unseal lower court records. Still, Rymir pressed on. He filed again, this time with the appellate division, holding on to hope for a breakthrough. But once again, the door was shut in his face. Even so, he refused to go silent. Then came a sharp jab in the form of music. Jay-Z and Beyonce seemingly threw shade in their track "Heard About Us." The lyrics read like a veiled response. Billie Jean in his prime for the 1000th time. The kid ain't mine. Online, they call me dad. Kidding, you're not supposed to take this dad thing literally. That's too famous. We don't even really do famous. It was subtle but cutting. And Rymir heard it loud and clear. He fired back with his own track, venting his frustration. Ninjas washed up, still doing tracks like 55. Where the F*** you at? Need to go back to your old days? Grown man in his old ways. In an interview, Rymir made it clear this wasn't about starting a feud. He wasn't chasing clout. He was reclaiming his voice. This is me showing the world I'm still rising. No matter what's being said about me, he explained. If Jay-Z says I'm not his son 1,000 times, then why not just take the test and put it to rest? Rymir's publicist echoed his sentiments. Jay-Z claims he's denied it countless times, but not once to Rymir or his family directly. So, who exactly is he talking to? Why the silence when it matters most? As tensions escalated, Rymir and his guardian, Lily, began to point fingers not just at Jay-Z, but also at Beyonce. They believed she had been quietly pulling strings to protect the family's image and suppress the truth. In their view, Beyonce wasn't just a bystander, she was an active force behind the scenes, using her influence to steer the narrative and block progress in the case. They even alleged intimidation had been part of the equation for years. According to Rymir, the pressure intensified after he filed a civil suit. Lily claimed Beyonce played a pivotal role in convincing Jay-Z to stay silent and avoid acknowledging Rymir. They suspected that her main motivation was preserving the Carter brand at all costs, even if it meant burying a young man's truth. Both Rymir and Lily say they've received serious threats enough to make them fear for their safety. That fear drove them to sit down with journalist Liz Crokin to put everything on the record. They wanted to make sure the full story was out there, documented, just in case something ever happened to them. Lily has come forward with even more revelations this time, pointing fingers directly at Beyonce. According to her, several insiders claimed that it was Beyoncé who persuaded Jay-Z not to go through with the DNA test. And if that's true, it paints a whole new picture of her involvement in the situation. People have started to say that Beyoncé isn't just standing by her manchies, playing a major role in how this has all unfolded. Let's be real. In any marriage, especially one as high-profile as theirs, the wife often has some influence over major decisions. Some are now speculating that Beyoncé's actions may have actually created more problems for Jay-Z rather than helping him manage the fallout. And if she was truly confident and secure in her relationship and public image, would she have tried to control this so tightly? From the outside looking in, it appears that Beyoncé may have been far more deeply entangled in this long-buried situation than anyone could have possibly imagined. What was once dismissed as just another rumor in the endless churn of celebrity gossip now seems to be morphing into a very real and consequential crisis, one that is testing the strength of one of music's most iconic power couples. Whispers of a paternity dispute have been circulating for years, brushed aside by both fans and insiders alike as baseless tabloid fodder. But now, with credible sources confirming that a court has officially ordered Jay-Z to submit a DNA sample in connection with a long-disputed paternity claim, the drama has taken on a life of its own. For years, Jay-Z managed to dodge direct confrontation with these allegations, relying on airtight legal teams and his famously private nature to keep the situation under wraps. However, it seems the walls are finally closing in, and as the legal gears begin to turn publicly for the first time, all eyes are now on Beyoncé, who, by many accounts, may be reaching the very end of her patience. Those close to the situation suggest that she's not only exhausted by the constant emotional toll this ordeal has taken, but is also growing increasingly frustrated by the perception that she is expected to stand by her husband no matter the outcome. This time, insiders claim she's not playing the role of the loyal spouse behind closed doors. In fact, multiple sources have hinted that she's quietly exploring her legal options, including the very real possibility of filing for divorce. This would be no ordinary celebrity split. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are not just a couple, they are a cultural institution. Together, they have built an empire that spans music, fashion, business, philanthropy, and global influence. A divorce would send shockwaves not only through the entertainment industry but also across Wall Street, where both stars are deeply entrenched in numerous high-stakes ventures and brand partnerships. The financial unraveling alone would be monumental. Forbes estimates place Jay-Z's net worth in the billion-dollar range, thanks in part to his stakes in liquor brands, music streaming services, and other investments. Beyoncé, a mogul in her own right, has amassed hundreds of millions through her music, tours, and business deals, including her Ivy Park brand and various endorsements. But beyond the dollars and headlines, the emotional undercurrent of this drama is perhaps the most tragic. Beyoncé has worked tirelessly over the years to maintain a sense of unity within her family, especially following Jay-Z's admitted infidelity, which was widely publicized through her critically acclaimed album Lemonade. At the time, the couple chose to confront their marital issues through their art, and many believed they had come out stronger on the other side. Their joint tours and Jay-Z's subsequent album 444 were seen as a public reckoning and reconciliation, a message that love, though tested, could endure. However, this current crisis cuts deeper. It's one thing to forgive a betrayal from the past, it's another to be blindsided by a potential secret child, especially if that child is now demanding legal recognition. While there is still no official confirmation that the DNA test has been completed or that the results are in, the mere fact that a court has compelled Jay-Z to submit a sample is significant. Courts don't issue such orders without cause, especially when a high-profile figure is involved. And then there's the human element. How Beyoncé is coping personally with all of this behind the scenes. According to those in her inner circle, she's feeling blindsided, humiliated, and increasingly disillusioned with the man she once stood by through scandal and controversy. Some say she never agreed to play the role of stepmother to a child she didn't know existed and may never have wanted to acknowledge in the first place. If the DNA results do confirm paternity, the implications would be life-changing, not just for the child in question, who could potentially gain access to Jay-Z's fortune and family legacy, but also for Beyoncé, who may now be forced to confront an entirely new chapter in her life, one she never signed up for. The emotional fallout has reportedly been intense. Sources claim Beyoncé has distanced herself from Jay-Z in recent weeks, opting to spend more time with her children and close family members, all while keeping up the public appearance of calm. But beneath the surface, the storm is raging. Legal experts suggest that if she does proceed with a divorce, she is likely to walk away with a substantial portion of their shared assets, thanks to the couple's extensive joint ventures and potential prenuptial agreements that favor her long-standing contributions to the family brand. What's more, the reputational damage could extend beyond just Jay-Z. As a couple, the Carters have been strategic in curating an image of excellence, discipline, and aspirational Black wealth and love. Their carefully managed brand thrives on themes of empowerment, redemption, and legacy. A paternity scandal that involves betrayal and potential legal obligations to another child threatens to append that narrative. Brands they endorse or Conan could grow skittish. Business ventures could suffer, and fans, though often forgiving, may begin to reassess the fairy tale they've been sold for so long. Meanwhile, speculation is running rampant. Social media is ablaze with commentary, theories, and leaked information, some true, much of it not. The public's fascination with the Carter marriage has only intensified in light of these developments. With each new piece of information dissected and debated endlessly, every appearance Beyoncé makes is analyzed for signs of emotional distress or hidden meanings. Every move Jay-Z makes is scrutinized for clues as to how he plans to respond. And while no official statement has been made by either party, the silence itself is deafening. In the world of celebrity scandal, silence often speaks louder than any press release. It allows speculation to run wild, and right now, that speculation is swirling into a full-blown media frenzy. One thing is certain. This situation is spiraling into something far bigger than a simple family dispute. It is emotional, it is financial, it is reputational, and it is messy on every conceivable level. What began as a quiet legal dispute over paternity has now escalated into a looming personal and professional crisis for two of the most powerful figures in modern music. And based on how panicked Beyoncé reportedly is behind the scenes and her rumored legal consultations, it's not hard to believe that the results may not be in Jay-Z's favor. But now, we want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Drop your thoughts below, and when you're done, don't forget to check out the next deep dive into this drama.